Wow. That's a big... And a Zeratul. Oh, they're going for... That's so weird. Not weird, but like... You've got the Void Prison and you've got the Leyline Seal. And they're both kind of do the same thing, but you can combo both of them with Apocalypse. So... very interesting selection from Pizza Hat. Malfurion banned out. It's a very interesting hero. They really don't want to deal with the CC. That's a good setup CC as compared to Tyranda's CC, which is very much a follow-through. So we're going to see how that plays out. Really, both teams thinking long and hard about these bans. I really like that. Johanna being taken. I like that a lot as well. That takes away a strong source of wave clear that Onslaught could have. And how will Onslaught... They respond with the Tyrael Deckard, so hopefully they go for the Sanctification. Really, it's a, you know, who goes first situation. Does Tyrael throw down the Sanctification before? Because if he throws it down first, Zeratul uses Void Prison. But if Zeratul uses Void Prison first, Tyrael knows that the Wombo is coming, throws down the Sanctification, and that is it for that. And they go for the Brightwing, they get the Global, and they grab a Phoenix. So between Medivh and Brightwing, Zeratul and Phoenix are going to have to do a lot of work. That's a lot of Wombo available to them. Brightwing can displace them with Emerald Wind, or she can opt to go Blink Hill. But the global pressure from Dahaka into... Is Phoenix going to be the solo laner? So... I think Dahaka wins that. I'm not sure actually how Dahaka plays into Phoenix. Phoenix might be able to kite Dahaka around. Now Lunara, a huge amount of sustain on the side of Onslaught. We're going to see... Okay, we're going to look at how these players are set up. But the problem with Onslaught is they have to have a finisher. Now, Raynor and Lunara do a decent job of... sorry, I'm trying to do production as well. They do a decent job of finishing. Lunara can go for the jump, for the leaping strike. That's a good amount of burst damage. But between Lunara and Raynor, I mean, they're going to put out a ton of damage. And Brightwing, not the best sustain healer, though, either. So, they're going to have a lot to deal with. The Medivh as well really is good against burst, but there's almost no burst on the side of Onslaught. So a very interesting pick from them. We're going to see Malistar on the support here. And I'm just looking at their composition. Dahaka, they're going to be able to make a lot of plays with Dahaka moving around, but Zeratul rotating around the map is going to provide a lot of pressure into the enemy. And Medivh is going to enable a lot of fast rotations, and it will also enable Diablo to get on the back line pretty quickly. As we wait for the game to load in. Finally, we're through, and my cursor was off the screen, so we go into space as we get into the game. And here we go. Let's see if this works. On the blue side, we've got Bloody or Not on the Diablo, Namtor on the Brightwing, I Dupe for You on the Zeratul, Pat's Fan on the Phoenix, and on the Medivh, it's the Isolation. And on the red side, we've got Malistar on the Deckard Cain, Non-Tech playing the Tyrael, Erd on the Raynor, Double Dom on the Dahaka, and Vincho playing the Lunara. I'm going to take a look at the talents.
3, 2, 1.
As both teams come in, Brightwing going for Bribe. Now, I've seen Brightwing take Bribe on this map quite often. Where's my music? Oh my goodness, my music, sorry, I'm going to get my music going here. My music shortcut does not seem to work anymore. The Control M not functioning, but we got the music back on. Both teams, not a lot happening. We've got the Brightwing going Pixie Charm. The Pixie Charm Bribe, I've seen a lot of teams take it, but I don't always get the most value from it. And we're talking about wave clear. Pizza Hat banned a lot of wave clear. Phoenix actually starting up top, but Hawk is going to have to get up there quick before they miss any soak. And there's 2 minions, 3 minions gone that the Hawk has missed in that wave. So that's going to offer a slight amount of experience over to Pizza Hat. But the Brightwing often does not get the value out of Pixie Charm that you need. Phoenix going for the Q build. You don't see that a whole lot anymore, but it can work, especially if you can finish the quest quickly. And Zeratul going for Move Unseen, not going for the Fuku Wheel, but there's a slam onto Lunara. Vinsho escapes, however, thanks to a root from the Deckard Cain, and then Lunara kiting out the Zeratul. Will the glow be enough? The shield just barely allows Zeratul to survive, but it forces it back from I Do It For You. Vinsho almost landing a kill. Another auto attack would have done it. So no kill. XP lead.
And lay waste to this forsaken kingdom.
Ooh, sounds like the announcer, the Lady of Thorns, is a little angrier since the new patch hit. And yeah, double Dom is from Phoenix. Yeah, this is going to be a really tough lane for Dahaka. Phoenix can just kite him out, and every time Phoenix gets hurt at all, he can teleport away with, and hopefully avoid the tongue, and they'll be back in time. Pizza Hat holding both of these camps here. Phoenix trying to get as much damage as possible onto this Dahaka. Oh, but Lunara pushing in on the Diablo. There's very little they can do. Lunara is just getting auto attack after auto attack. And we look at some of the damage numbers. That's the XP. We look at some of the damage number here. Lunara is off to the races with a lot of damage, but Phoenix being able to basically AFK auto attack the Dahaka, also getting a lot of damage as well. But the Dragon Knight belongs to Onslaught. Brightwing has to block it. Let's take a look at the upgraded graphics on the Dragon Knight. Brightwing getting soak mid, Onslaught not getting any, but Phoenix, non-tech rotates up top and kills the Phoenix thanks to a quick play there by Dama. I seem to have missed the kill, but now Dahaka has free push. Losing your top laner is a huge deal, especially with the Dragon Knight available for Onslaught. Now Zeratul making his way up to make sure they don't lose any soak, and Onslaught is right back in, stopping that XP deficit. Brightwing teleporting down bottom to help out Medivh, but Onslaught in full control of basically every lane, doing an excellent job. No more real surprises in the talent section. Natural Perspective from Lunara, I think it's a popular choice, but now Pizza Hat pushing on to Onslaught. Now they realize the rest of them are mid. They're threatening the Dragon Knight. They take control of the bottom camp, but Phoenix is back on the warpath trying to get as much damage onto the Dahaka. Maybe Phoenix has learned his lesson, but there, Tyrael coming into play. He teleports. Dahaka does not have the drag this time, as both teams now sort of jockeying to try and get to 7. If Onslaught gets to 7, you could see them maybe try and start a team fight quickly. Bird moving down, gets caught a little bit out by Zeratul, but he's got the Jimmy armor. A good route from Malistar on the Deckard Cain allows him to stop the chase. Medivh's going to portal them out. We're going to take a look. Medivh halfway through his Arcane Rift stacks. You usually want that stacked by about level 7. But Dahaka being able to push out this Phoenix. Dahaka's going to lose a lot of XP holding this top point instead of clearing out the minions, and Phoenix is perfectly fine with that. That amount of XP is going to allow Pizza Hat, and they've in fact equalized the XP numbers. So really, an even game so far, except for the fact that Onslaught now controls the Dragon Knight. Diablo is forced to stay mid and block this, while Tyrael can move up here and try and get another gank onto the Tychus. This drag just barely misses the essence used from Dahaka. Dahaka starting to get low on mana, which Phoenix has none of. Indeed, taking a portal. Oh, he might be in trouble there. He takes the portal just before it expires. Isolation just getting chunked out, and this Lunara doing so much damage compared to basically everyone else in the game. Able to get free auto tech after free auto tech, and Phoenix now respecting the amount of distance that he has now. He's going to move up top and try and grab this Onslaught, pushing Medivh all the way in. The Lunara damage is just too much. Vince Show putting on his own show down in the bottom lane. Phoenix pushing in onto the Dahaka. Dahaka maybe looking for a drive. Tyrael with another rotation. They are able to control the push. Pats fan not as scared as you might expect. Now all three mid. Diablo maybe making the rotate top. Zeratul will guard the Dragon Knight. Now Pizza Hat, though, is winning the XP battle, but here's a slam onto the Dahaka. Diablo makes his face known, but now Onslaught has a camp pushing bottom. They've got a lot of structure damage, and the fact that they have more structure damage, they're 2,000 down in minion soak. That means Pizza Hat's been doing a good job getting the amount of soak that they need. Excellent rotations from Pizza Hat, but Onslaught fighting for this. And finally, Pizza Hat pushes him off, but their tank had to run all the way top. Now Lunara is getting ready to move in. It's a 3v3 down in bot lane. Tyrael making his way down there to make it a 4v3. Zeratul starting a camp, but now the Dragon Knight belonging to Pizza Hat while the rotations are made by Onslaught. However, Medivh getting very low. Lunara maybe looking for the kill. It instead is going to kill some minions. We're going to take another look at the talents. Zeratul maybe trying to find a Lunara kill. I do for you, not finding what he wants. The wave is just pushed up too far, and Onslaught wave clear in the bottom lane is dominating. However, Pizza Hat soaking the XP and denying it from Onslaught. They're going to hit 10 soon and expect a big rotation from them. Onslaught trying to get this fort maybe before 10, and now that 10 is here, they're out of the point, and here's the big portal from Medivh. Medivh going in way far, but his team not there to back him up. Brightwing goes in with the Emerald Wind, and it doesn't hit anybody. However, Lunara is starting to get very low from the Medivh damage. Diablo didn't rotate on that. They had 10. They decided to go in. Brightwing uses the Emerald Wind, but Diablo nowhere to be seen. You usually want Diablo moving in, and now Pizza Hat loses any kind of level 10 advantage they have. They used they used Leyline Seal, and I don't think it hit anybody. Oh, but here comes the teleport onto Double Dam from the Brightwing. They lose the Dragon Knight, but they get the Dahaka kill. That's going to allow them to get some extra XP, but the Dragon Knight's going to get some structures in mid lane. Yeah, they're going to dual push. Split pushing with the rest of the team. The Dragon Knight keeping their attention. The Dragon Knight, though, now starting to get super low. They have a lot of damage available for the Dragon Knight. But a fort quickly taken by Onslaught. However, this Dragon Knight's going to go down quickly. Nontech in the middle. There's a big root onto Diablo, but only lands on one, so there's a flip. Nontech is kind of smacking Diablo around. Lunara aiming for the backline, trying to get some damage onto Brightwing. They get another structure. That's a mid wall gone. However, with that structure, they've evened up the XP lead, but Pizza Hat maintains their minion soak XP lead, and now they have a camp pushing bottom. Are they going to push with it, or are they going to push elsewhere on the map? Now Onslaught grabbing the top lane. That's going to allow Dahaka to push in this Phoenix. But Diablo maybe waiting here for a secret gank. I don't know why it's called a secret gank, but Zeratul throwing a W in there. Diablo maybe thought that the rest of the team was rotating onto them. Onslaught now rotating top, pushing along with the Bruiser camp. There's a drag onto Phoenix. Does he have the teleport away? Brightwing teleports in and gets the Emerald Wind off, but not before he's slept. Lunara maybe has one more. Thornwood Vines does not. Pats fan survives for now, but the camp is here and looks like they're going to trade out forts. Although it's not going as well for Pizza Hat as it is Onslaught. They've got a Bruiser camp compared to a couple of Giants. Doing a good job trying to whittle these Giants down. It's only Diablo versus Raynor. Now finally, Medivh rotates top. Onslaught gets the top wall. I don't know if they're going to get much else, but they have a lot of minions, and the wave clear from Pizza Hat not as quickly as you'd like it to be. However, Diablo finally pushing in along with some minions, getting some damage onto the fort, actually doing a better job in bottom lane than Onslaught did in top lane. They leave top lane. Their bruisers are dead. Their wave is gone. They're making their way mid. Tyrael hiding in the Delta Triangle. We call this triangle of bushes the Delta. Medivh, though, has an eye on everybody, and that's another huge advantage of Medivh on this map, is that you basically take away any element of surprise in this triangle in the between the mid and bottom lane. Up top, we've got Phoenix, Diablo, and Brightwing grabbing the point. Oh, it's a 4-man rotate up top. 5-man, all 5 members are up top for Pizza Hat. They're pushing in this top wall. They're trying to get what they can. Asa immediately reacting, saying we're going to take the bottom bruisers and push in onto this keep wall. But Dahaka, though, in trouble. Dom has to stay back if Dahaka wants to stay alive. But they've got the front wall easily. Diablo anchoring bottom to make sure nobody's moving in, and then they are done with top for now. They're responding to that. They've got their the camps stacked. They're ready to push in Onslaught. As for Dahaka staying top, expect Dahaka to bro in if this starts to get hairy. Both teams even in experience, but this keep wall going down is huge. The rotation from Pizza Hut, very slow. Non-tech sniffs out, uses the Holy Ground to completely deny Diablo access in here. The Zeratul going in, trying to get the damage onto Malistar with the Deckard Cain. The sleep interrupted by Diablo. There's the Polymorph going down. The Sanctification denies the Lightning Breath. The Purification salvo out as well, denied by the Sanctification, but Lunara in the backline by Medivh is killed. The Stay a While and Listen finally comes out, owes their advances for a short while, but Malistar is getting beaten up by Diablo. Phoenix and Zeratul finish the kill. Raynor goes down, and that's a 3-for-0. There's a leyline shield to make sure Tyrael can't escape. There's a big kill onto Tyrael. Natek goes down, but the Dragon Knight went over to Onslaught during that fight. So it's 4-for-0, but they get the Dragon Knight and they get a fort and they get a keep. In a lot of people's books, that is worth it. This siege camp pushing in got that keep for basically the cost of 4 lives. Dragon Knight going down. They may find themselves at the Haka. They don't have any tools to stop him. Diablo can't quite get the angle to get the kill, and Dom is safe. But however, they got a big kill at the expense of a keep. Good news, though, for Pizza Hat, and look at this, 5 kills to 1, and I would say that right now Pizza Hat is losing the game. They are down to 16 talented. Onslaught, now that they're back up, they can start pushing elsewhere. The good news, though, for Pizza Hat, if they've got all this XP in the bank, if they can make a move now and start to get a lead, get some structures, they can get to 21st before Onslaught, but it will require them to continue the team fighting excellence that we've seen from Phoenix. Steps way up onto the Lunara. Passman may be in trouble, but here's the rotate from the rest of the team. Lunara caught against the wall. The Polymorph is there, and Lunara goes down. And this Diablo combination with the Zeratul can absolutely blow people up from Onslaught. So if Onslaught does not survive if Onslaught survives the initial engage, they're good. If they don't, they are dead in the water. The Polymorph goes down. The Purification salvo comes out, but it's interrupted by an excellent Stay a While and Listen. Everybody, however, is protected, by the way, by Medivh. There's the Leyline Seal. It's going to land on Erd, but Raynor is safe. He makes his way out. Dahaka, meanwhile, this whole time pushing bottom.
Before the shrines are ready for the taking.
It's some weird voices to hear. I'm not used to hearing that on this map. But now Pizza Hat, they decide that the map is theirs. They're simply taking over everything. They realize they've got the better team fight in Onslaught, now hoping to simply out-macro Pizza Hat to try and win. You really need a lot of things to go right for Onslaught to survive. You need to survive the initial engage. Tyrael can help with that. But Deckard Cain, his panic button doesn't really exist. You've got I believe you have Ancient Blessings. Let's hope, yeah. No, Safety in Numbers. Oh, and Potion of Revival. So no, usually Deckard has a button, you hit it, and all auto attacks. It's like a mini Bloodlust, but it's, you know, almost as good. You hit that, you can burst people up quickly, but that's not there for Deckard Cain on this build. So really, Deckard Cain has no panic button outside of Stay a While and Listen. But here comes Diablo with an engage onto Tyrael. Moves the Holy Ground, will prevent any further follow-up. And now, Phoenix has to stay alone and protect Onslaught from taking this Dragon Knight, Zeratul will cap top. Diablo makes his way bottom, and Onslaught simply outrunning and outmaneuvering Pizza Hat. They've got the superior kill pressure, but Onslaught does not care. There's an isolation onto Brightwing. Diablo goes in. The Q from Rainer stops him away. Here comes a lightning breath out. Doesn't get a lot of damage at all, and they have to back out immediately. Onslaught is back, and now that they've survived the initial engage, they have a very strong way to go. By the way, Zeratul went Might of the Nerazim. He did not go the Void Prison, so that same kind of stasis that we were talking about with the Land Seal does not exist. And now he can go for more damage as well. Start trying to blow people up. Pizza Hat really has to worry about these catapults pushing in. Onslaught threatening the Dragonite for as long as they can. They finally get bottom, and now Brightwing should probably make her way back and start killing catapults before she does bribe the Bruiser Camp. Diablo trying to fight, but here's the rest of Onslaught just whittling away at his health. There's a stay a while and listen will stop it, but they're unslept very quickly. The Medivh protected, and the Leyline Seal will stop the engage cold, and now the Dragonite capable by Pizza Hut. There's a teleport, an aggressive teleport. Phoenix, the Sanctification is out. The root is down from Deckard Cain. Brightwing again disengages with the Emerald Wind, and the Dragon Knight, it buys them the time that they need to get the Dragon Knight, and Pizza Hat is on the march. Oh, I see Non-Tech moving up. Diablo throwing Non-Tech around. Polymorph Non-Tech, though, will survive. It has a tap available, but this fort is quickly destroyed by Pizza Hat, and now they are starting to make that. Now you start to see that level lead come back, 19 to 18 at the moment. It's about half a level lead, but they will get to 20. This fort will get them even closer, and if they can kill a keep here, they've got 20, and they will be in complete control of this map. You really want Pizza Hat, if you're them, you want to get a keep to equalize the pressure, but the sustained damage from the Lunar and the Rainer, able to poke at a distance, gets this Dragon Knight out of health before they even kill the front wall of the Medivh portal. Diablo hesitated a little bit before taking that. Phoenix, though, might be in trouble, does get the teleport away, but Tahaka makes sure that they can't disengage. Stay a while and listen. Comes out, hits onto 2. The Leyline Seal there to disengage. The Emerald Wind will further do that as well, and interrupted the sleep. Patsman almost goes down. The Rainer and Lunar damage, but the Holy Ground stopping Brightwing from getting through. The teleport is canceled onto the Naptor, and Brightwing might not be long for this world. Brightwing goes down. The Onslaught is on the warpath. The sustained damage is too much. This fight lasts too long. Pizza Hat is in trouble. They are almost 20, but 52 full seconds before Brightwing comes back. Onslaught cannot end at the moment. It's a very dodgy proposition. However, they retain the keep control. They've got pressure top. They're simply soaking the XP out here. And what you want if you're Pizza Hat is get this soak, wait a couple seconds, clear as much as you can bottom, and just run add on. So they're going to try and stack the camps. But Pizza Hat wants this fight. Medivh, dude, you don't need to clear this, man. Bottom. Oh, Moist Sweetness, thank you so much for the bits. I just saw that. You take the #1 spot from Dad of Time. Very well done, sir. But now, catapults and another cap. You have 2 camps pushing in. Pizza Hat has a lot to clear up before Dragonite comes online. However, you probably want somebody over here. The only problem is now Medivh does not have vision. If you're Medivh, I think you want to be over here, grabbing vision, trying to see if they're going to grab the bottom shrine. But now, Onslaught just avoiding Pizza Hat until level 20. They're so close to level 20. They're going to get it in time, and now it's going to be an even fight. So now Onslaught back in the superior position.
Put an end to this cursed realm.
And they're going to maybe take another fort, maybe not even bother with it. But they will allow the Bruiser Camp to push in. This Bruiser Camp will get 40 easily. They're just going to take it. I say, we're going to take just some more of your stuff. Keep your lanes pressured.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Pizza Hat has their bottom lane pushed all the way up to Onslaught, which is very good considering the catapult. But they kill the fort. That Bruiser Camp will now threaten keep it. Here comes Diablo trying to find something. The slow from the Deckard Cain stops the Phoenix, and Onslaught is out of there. And all they need to do is keep lane pressure, force Pizza Hat to go back and clear, because Onslaught has been doing a much better job in the late game of clearing waves. And for Pizza Hat to be scary, you really kind of need all 5. Although Pizza Hat grabs both shrines, Onslaught not in a position to cap either shrine just yet. But Pizza Hat not opting to go for the Dragon Knight, instead opting for the Bruiser Camp now to push, get pressure top. They're going to lose the shrine bottom, and that will stop them from allowing to capture this Dragon Knight. Diablo stepping up. Medivh getting some vision on the rest of the team. And both teams just waiting for somebody to make a mistake. With the Medivh portal, can be super scary. Medivh did not go Portal Mastery, which it makes his threat a little tiny bit less. But regardless, Medivh puts down a portal. Oh, and Dahaka burrow top, although meanwhile Zeratul grabs bottom. And both teams just playing Ring Around the Rosie. Going after the Dragon Knight. And I have to say, this game, a Ring Around the Rosie, benefits Onslaught far more. Here comes the Leyline Seal out to stop the Tyrael engage. The Sleeping Wild Listen lands onto 2, but the damage onto Nantek is huge. Namtor, though, gets completely obliterated by the poison from Lunara. However, Zeratul finds a Rainer in the background. Erd goes down. Brightwing survives thanks to some sustain. And Tyrael goes down thanks to the Emerald Wind. The explosion will not land anything. Brightwing, I don't know if she has her teleport up. She does. She will be able to back and to move in onto anybody. Onslaught playing defense, grabbing a shrine as quickly as they can. This Bruiser Camp will start taking this fort and threaten. However, Brightwing now has to defend against 4 full catapults. And before... Oh, Brightwing didn't even teleport to them. These shields are going to go down quickly. With 4 of these catapults, they're already gone. Medivh now making his way back. Did he go Guardian of Tirisfal? He did. How do you pronounce that? Yeah, Tirisfal. So he can clear the catapults out quickly, and now they have a camp pushing bottom. However, their core down to 70%. Onslaught winning the waiting game, but there's a flip onto Dom. Dom trying to make their way out as quickly as possible, and she gets away. Look, maybe thinks about a tongue. Comes back, but the siege camp now has 2 siege camps pushing in onto the keep. Lunara runs up top, being a quick little deer, goes for Intensifying Toxin, and that's a dangerous talent. That's what we saw completely obliterate Brightwing. But thanks to some spell armor and some protected and some natural Brightwing healing, she's back to normal. Onslaught will be able to clear the camp in the bottom, and they just want to keep pressure going bottom as much as possible. If they can get anybody to back up, but the Dragon Knight! Tyrael can't protect them from doing it, and Tyrael goes down. Tyrael thought he could get away, thought he could zone it out with the Holy Ground, but Medivh captures the Dragon Knight, even caught the Observer unaware. And now Pizza Hat pushing in mid. They decide to go run it down. I'm surprised they're doing this. Surprised they don't start moving bottom because they have catapults pushing. Onslaught does not have enough for a backdoor. Now all hands on deck. There's a Stale Wild Listen coming out, but the Lunari damage wakes them up. This Dragon Knight will make short work of this keep. However, it's down to half. The Lunara and the Rainer damage stopping this Dragon Knight from doing the most they can. There's a big kick onto Lunara. This Dragon Knight starts hitting the core, and we're going to see how fast these shields go. Oh no, Dahaka goes down. Double Dom destroyed. Now this Dragon Knight completely destroyed. Can they get 60%? It's looking very likely. Leyline Sales still available. It's down to 40%. We want a big Leyline out from Medivh to try and stop them, but Medivh going down, getting super low, and they can't come back. There's a Leyline Sale only landing onto 1. It allows them to disengage. And Onslaught defend their core at 28%. Whew! And I don't say this very often, but a slight misplay coming from Medivh. You want to try and land a Leyline Seal onto somebody, you go all in on that core. Get that 28% down to 0% and you win the game. But they opt to play it safe. They have mid pressure with catapults, but now bottom keep, though, still a problem for Pizza Hat. And the game goes on. Onslaught given a second chance to get back into the game. We're at level 23 to 21. Already, but this Bruiser Camp is big trouble for Onslaught, but I'm surprised they're not pushing with it. They're letting this do the work, and they're just kind of going off and getting all the camps. This could be cleared for absolutely free. And instead they're getting this, they're spending the time getting top bruisers will simply equalize the pressure top lane. So you have to imagine, I'm not sure what their plan is, but it must be to try and find some kind of fight. And yeah, if you want to play with vision, Go in here, see if you can catch them on a rotation. Try not to show.
My beloved is gone, but his power remains. Control the
And the
shrine
Bruiser camp
and
taken
make
now.
use of it.
They've got a camp pressure bot, and Onslaught very smartly invading the camp. They realize that Pizza Hut nowhere to be seen. Now Pizza Hut makes the big rotation on here. Does Onslaught want this fight? Can they win it? Bloody or Not moves in, and the Onslaught now threatening the back door with 5 members. They see everybody is mid. They're trying to try and go all in. They've still got Sanctification available. They can go in, simply sanctify on the core. They've got Hyperion. They go in all on the core. Here comes the damage. It's melting. The core is absolutely melting away. The Stale Listen hits 2. Diablo pushes everybody away. The Emerald Wind tries to get everybody away. The Sanctification. Rainer is dead. Here's the Lightning, but the Lightning Breath not through the Sanctification, but the Leyline Seal stops everybody. But it's not enough. Onslaught goes in. They show you how to take a core. Onslaught takes game number 1. Huge plays. Wow, that was intense ending of the game. Very smart backdoor by Onslaught and a little bit of catching Pizza Hut off guard. We're going to update that score. We're going to show you the stats, show you the talents. Because I forgot to get the end of the game screen up, so you see my whole screen. All right, we're going to go back in here, and we're going to see, we're going to take a short break, and I'm going to be right back. We're going to get a next map pick, and we'll be right back with Pizza Hut versus Onslaught. god. Oh my god. Okay. We're going to try that all over again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I got the music off and we're ready to go. What a game number 1. What a nail biter. And we're going to look at the maps. We've got Onslaught is got first pick as Pizza Hat, decides to go for map pick, and they choose Battlefield of Eternity. So we're going there and we're going to get into the draft right away. And I'm very interested to see what's going on. Maybe expect a Hanzo ban here right away, or a attempt at a first pick from Onslaught. Whoop, there it is. Man, SoundCloud keeps changing their access thing. I got to find a different player to play this music. Anyways, into the draft we go. And now the question is, how much race do you go for? Okay, I've got my chat back. That must have been a bug earlier. And man, these fuzzies really bug me. I don't know why I've got so many fuzzies here. Let me see if I can... That's better. Okay. All right. Now we're in it. Now we're really ready to go. And there's the Hanzo ban from Onslaught. They don't want to play him. They just hope to get rid of him. So they're not really trying to go all in on the race. Otherwise, you'd see them maybe try and pick it up. Maybe they ban out the Hanzo in an attempt to get a overpowered hero like a Mal'Ganis. But instead, Mal'Ganis will be banned out by Pizza Hat. Wait. Why is my... There it is. Why was that not visualized? That's weird. Anyways, here we are in the draft. And Garrosh, man, Onslaught really just does not like Garrosh. They're not a fan. And the last ban from Pizza Hat coming out. Gonna see, they're going for the Artanis. Interesting ban. You see teams pick this up to kind of like accentuate the race a little bit. But it can always be a liability, especially if your team is not all in on it. And for Pizza Hat to ban it out is really interesting, actually. Okay, now Raynor. Picked up first. That maybe is a comfort hero for Onslaught. And he's also very good on the race. If he goes Exterminator, his Inspire talent can really rip an Immortal right apart. Pizza Hat picking up Tyrande. There's the race we're looking for. Also, Tyrande, just a very strong hero on the Zul'jin. Oh, Zul'jin. Now, the question when you have a Zul'jin is, will Zul'jin be able to stay safe? And will he be able to stack? Zul'jin wants to be able to get as many stacks by hitting as many heroes with basic attacks as possible. And he also has things like Headhunter and a lot of other things that can improve him. But if he doesn't get that, he can be a really weak link. Cassia immediately grabbed to go against the Zul'jin, and Diablo taken from Onslaught. A very powerful tank, especially on this map. And now Pizza Hat in a very interesting situation. You've got the Raynor, you've got the Cassia, which can be a counter to Raynor, and the Lily banned out. They don't want to take her themselves, and she can be very strong paired with a Cassia. So really trying to avoid the double blind from Cassia. And they're going to pick out the Johanna. Johanna, probably the next most likely tank at the moment. Garrosh banned out. Muradin could be easily taken. ETC is going to be real rough into a Raynor and a Cassia. But the Medivh taken again, so they're going to go into the Medivh and the Muradin. So Muradin, not really a surprise. A very strong tank for Pizza Hat. And looking at their comp, they really want to protect that Zul'jin. He's going to be blinded, but that Cassia blind... Huh. The Cassia blind's very infrequent unless she goes for the talents into it at level 1. The Malfurion now taken from Onslaught, or taken by Onslaught, going to allow a lot of CC. It's going to pair really well with the Diablo, and now Varian taken. Is this a Twin Blades Varian up in the top lane? Is the big question. Twin Blades Varian can also do a lot of race, and has been proven to be pretty effective in situations like this, where you can simply go top and right-click the crap out of your enemy. All right, we're going to move into the game. And, you know, looking at these comps, so much CC on the side of Onslaught. But we're going to get into this game here. And it's interesting, we have a bit of a switch between the support player. The previous Phoenix player is now moving on to the Tyrande. The roles on the side of Onslaught remain more or less even. And yeah, this is an interesting battle. The real question is, can Pizza Hut lock people down with Murden and Varian? And will Medivh portals and shields keep them Zul'jin, alive long enough to get the kills? And does Varian go Twin Blades or not? Do you go for the taunt to just try and lock something down for Zul'jin? And maybe the taunt into a guillotine can be deadly as well. On the side of Onslaught, pretty standard meta stuff. Diablo goes in, does some CC, Malfurion and Blaze both follow up, and Cassie and Raynor just sit there and blow the crap out of them. Again, they don't have a huge amount of burst, but the Diablo wall stun can provide a good amount. And Cassie and Raynor, with Erd on Raynor, will do a lot. As we load into the video game. And another question is Tyrande's mark. Will Zul'jin be able to get with the Tyrande mark and the Murden lockdown and the Medivh and Zul'jin damage? You can blow somebody up pretty quickly, especially someone like Cassia. So really, Cassia probably the biggest threat. Not threat, but weakness on the... Oh, I'm going to turn the music on later. But anyways, we go into the game, and on the side of heaven, we've got Pizza Hat with Bloody or Not on the Murden, I Dupe For You on the Zul'jin, Pats Fan playing Tyrande, Medivh played by, once again, Isolation, and Varian up top on Namtor. And on the side of Hell, we've got Malistar on the Malfurion, Nontech on the Diablo, Erd playing the Raynor, once again, Vinsho on the Cassia, and Double L Dam on the Blaze. And we go into the game. We're going to zoom out real quick. We're going to take away just so I can get you guys some music. I like it better with the music. It's on and we're ready to go. Bliss, please give me back my shortcuts. As Pizza Hut taking a very forward position, Nontech kind of gating a bit. Vinsho maybe trying to get some damage, but there's a Twin Cleave. Varian may or may not go Twin Blades. The Overpowered might mean less of a chance of doing so, although you can still go Overpower. There's a slam on the Murden, the CC follow-up on the Bloody or Not. Allow some damage up, but it's Murden, and he'll heal it right back up. Headhunter for Zul'jin. So now, given their success in the previous game, they are betting on getting a kill onto at least everybody, and that's going to give Zul'jin, as you can see, 10% extra damage, as well as a basic attack range increase. Double L Dom just out clearing the bejesus out of Varian, pushing in. Not a lot Varian can do before level 4. The Tyrande stun comes out, misses, and Fatspan in trouble, but the Diablo, the return damage from Zul'jin is enough. as Nantech kind of takes a beating there, running in. Raynor actually going for an ace in the hole. Not going Exterminator on this map. There's a wall stun onto Diablo, but Tyrannus, both the Malfurion and Tyrannus stuns were late, and they both land in the same nowhere area for both teams. And meanwhile, Varian's having a bad time up here. Double L, Dam pushing in all they can, but Varian's grabbing some of these globes, and Double L Dam trying to running a little bit out of mana. Ooh, there's a big stun onto Tirana, but the stun comes out from Tirana, but it's not enough as Raynor and Cassia get the damage, and that's going to be a kill going over to Onslaught. And with the Zul'jin on their side, Pizza Hut really wants these early kills. However, fortunately, Medivh was not killed. Keeps those 24 stacks, and Zul'jin has only gotten 3 stacks on his U1X so far. The entire 3-man here from Onslaught going up and starting the Bruiser camp. Varian almost to level 4, still can't do much against Blaze. Blaze, though, I believe, had to tap. Yeah, Blaze tap has been... Wait, does it not show me the tap? Oh, it does. Okay, there it is. Yeah, it was definitely used. But Onslaught quickly getting their Bruiser camp. And Pizza Hut going to be a little bit later with theirs. Onslaught with the XP lead for now. The camp gets him a little bit closer, and Varian goes for the Colossus Smash. Interesting choice. So between the Tyrande Mark and the Colossus Smash, they're going to keep someone at low armor for a very long time, as well as the Immortal. Now Onslaught deciding they will not be able to win this race. They're moving up and getting onto defense as soon as possible. The root goes down, doesn't find anybody, but the pull from Diablo onto the grass. Pats fan, though, is going to be fine. The Medivh portal comes out not quite where it needed to be to save Tyrande, but Tyrande was never in any danger. And now the race from Pizza Hut coming through. Looks like they're winning so far. Onslaught catching up with the Colossus Smash as well as the Thunder's Mark from Tyrande will mean Pizza Hut wins the first Immortal, but Onslaught doing a good job of getting that Immortal down as quickly as possible. And the Blaze push we saw earlier from the Varian allows this camp to have much more effect. However, the Immortal pushing top, and that will require Blaze to move down here bottom. Varian a little bit late to go down here, but he's not going to miss a whole lot of soak, maybe 2 minions if he would have been able to get that all. And now Double Dam out of mana in the bottom lane. The Immortal out of shields already will get at least a tower. The root coming down on Malfurion. Zul'jin uses his Amani Rage to get some more attack speed, throwing the damage onto Nantech. He's got 5 stacks of U1 Axe, 0 stacks of Headhunter, though, and they want kills in order to be able to get this quest. Nantech getting very low. And this Immortal dead before it even starts attacking. The fort doesn't even get the wall, but Nantech very low. Though the Rift comes in, and the follow-up damage from the Muradin takes down Diablo. Diablo hung out just a little bit too long. Malfurion was, those heals not available. And this sort of outruns his healer as Diablo goes down, and that's stack 1 onto Headhunter. I do it for you now. Getting onto the camp. Onslaught maybe trying to push in. Muradin Anchor finds Onslaught. They're able to stop the push in. The camp is taken, and it's capped by Pizza Hut. Meanwhile, Namtor now winning this lane against Blaze. Completely full health, completely full mana. Doesn't win the wave clear, but can simply bully Blaze off of the wave. This camp pretty quickly cleared by Onslaught. And Pizza Hut not a whole lot to do. Zul'jin back to get full mana. And now they may try to start getting a little bit more aggressive, or they may just try and find a pick after pick. No real surprises on the rest of the talent tree. Oh, the second win. Interesting choice in Varian. That level 7 tier can be variable, and Blaze has to back. Blaze is going to miss that entire lane of soak it, but Vin will come to soak it. And Onslaught, I think you can pretty clearly tell they're preparing for the defense as hard as possible, and the Immortal will be on Onslaught's side. The defense will be a lot easier. However, Pizza Hut setting up Muradin in the bush, but he's scouted out. Onslaught looking to fight on the Immortal Murden. Way out, Diablo pushed in. Varian goes in for the Colossus Smash, gets protected from the Immortal Stun, but Bloody and are starting to get very low, but down goes Varian. Onslaught turn very quickly onto the Varian as he's caught out with an Immortal Stun. There's a slam onto Toronto. They're looking for more kills. Blaze comes out, does not get the stun, but there's a flip from the Diablo. The Murden jump is in time. Bloody or not saves themselves, but Onslaught pushes them away, and they get onto the Immortal themselves. They don't need to win the race. They'll simply kill the enemy team. There's a big root from Malfurion. No follow-up available onto Pizza Hat, but that was a deadly root if anybody is even near. And halftime is here for Onslaught as they back off, trying not to fight on their Immortal. Thank you so much, Dad, of time. But there's Nautek with a big flip, and he's getting super low. Zul'jin 1v1ing him, and Medivh gets the final kill. There's the Colossus Smash from Namtor as Onslaught caught a little bit unawares as the death timers not quite there, and I'm not sure why the ultimates are not showing all of a sudden. Ali Abs is messing with me, but thank you, Dad of Time, so much for the 20 bits. Welcome back to #1 on the bit scale. Raynor taking the opportunity to try and get as much damage on this Immortal as possible. Malfurion may be coming to help out, starting that camp to make sure that it's procced before the Immortal is finished. They're moving onto this camp. Pizza Hat get in the globes. They know that camp is up. Medivh checking to see how many people are on it. And they back up Varian, moving top to grab as much soak as possible to get them 10 as quickly as possible. They're probably going to get 10 just from these minions in the bottom lane. And they're here. Half a level lead for Pizza Hat because of those kills. And they've got the 3 kills for Zul'jin, but he only has 2 Headhunter stacks. So you have to kill 3 more heroes to get the full effect. And the Immortal already down. With the Raynor, they're able to poke at this Immortal really good from a long range. Erd almost gets caught in the Immortal stun, but Diablo with the peel onto the Murder. There comes the Guillotine. As expected, you expect the Colossus Smash Guillotine to come out from the Variant, but Guillotine thrown out on Erd away, but Erd will survive. So they weather that storm. 10s are here. I see. You're not showing the ults because they didn't have them. And there's the damage, the Lightning Breath. There's a big Valkyrie from the Cassia onto the Zul'jin. Zul'jin makes his way out despite being silenced. Some huge peels from Pizza Hat to save I Dupe for you. The Immortal goes down, but meanwhile Blaze has been pushing the crap out of a Colossus Smash Variant. Twin Blades would have actually been able to clear this a lot better, and now Pizza has to push in. And this actually seems pretty even for both teams. Pizza Hat won the Immortal, but Onslaught is just out-macroing Pizza Hat. And they're going to invade. Now, they decide to back off. Pizza Hat not really sure what to do at the moment. Oh, St. Basil, another 15 bits. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for the love, everybody. I'm really having a good time casting. The Varian's ult is shown in a little, like, his Colossus Smash cooldown is shown in a little space, like right above his eyes. So I'm not sure if that's an intentional change from Ali House, but I do have a new version installed. So see how well it works. Yeah, it was a really good ley line from the Medivh, but I wasn't able to call it out. And it stopped them cold in their tracks. It allowed Zul'jin to escape. But Onslaught continuing their huge push. They've got a big camp. They've got a big wave that Pizza Hat is going to have to spend time clearing. Meanwhile, Blaze can clear this all by his lonesome self. But Onslaught getting aggressive with just 4 members. They think they realize they're clearing, but all 5 members are now here for Pizza Hat. Onslaught, though, waiting for a sneaky gig. Non-tech leaves his space in the bush, maybe trying to find something, decides against it, backs off. Root comes down, and now the Bruiser camp finally picked up for Pizza Hat. Onslaught starting to poke away at their Immortal, just getting a little bit of damage on it before they have to back up, and now they are playing defense once more. However, the camp advantage belongs to Pizza Hat, as that camp will push bottom for a very long time. So the longer this goes on, at the current status, it will benefit Pizza Hat over Onslaught. Now Onslaught maybe just trying to find something Murden. In the middle there, getting poked out. The Tyrande stun comes to peel from Murd in case an engage happened. And I think Pizza Hat just waiting for 13 to trickle in. Oh, Erd caught way out in the middle of nowhere. Uses his penetrating round to push away the Hyperion comes down and Erd is out thanks to his heal talent. The Valkyrie comes out and eliminates Tyrande. So Raynor not killed quick enough. Onslaught responds in time to get the counter kill on Tyrande, and that is 1-0. Onslaught takes that kill with Blaze. That was a 4v5 with Blaze off pushing, trying to clear that camp, and now Onslaught gets best of both worlds. They get the camp clear and they get damage onto the Immortal, trying to get to halftime. However, level 13 more here. Big Colossus Smash coming on Diablo. He avoids the Immortal stun just barely, and Namtor might be in trouble. There's another stun coming out from Murden. The CC from Malfurion peels the rest of the team, and Onslaught backs off before they can get halftime. And now the defense belonging to Pizza Hat. 13s are here for both teams. But a big wave top is something they may have to worry about. And Onslaught may be thinking if they can get this camp. The Owl scouts them out, as does Medivh, and now Pizza Hat getting in on their Immortal. Now it's time for Onslaught to try and come here and get some damage. Murd stepping way up to try and wall for the rest of the team. Jumps out, avoids the CC, but there's the Valkyrie. Pulls Murden in instead of the Medivh, and Diablo gets wrecked by the Colossus Smash. As everybody focuses the tank down. Everyone is looking so low on the side of Pizza Hat, but they all heal up. Cassia, though, getting some huge damage. There's a stun coming in, just barely misses the Cassia. Ramtor is in trouble, but the Medivh shield comes out. There's a huge guillotine out of the backline of Onslaught, and they have to back away. As a focus fire from Onslaught, not in time. I don't think it's because of their fault. I think the positioning of Pizza Hat allowed the damage to be spread up, but Onslaught, realizing they are very healthy very quickly, moves in and gets a quick halftime. The CC come down. There's a Colossus Smash onto Murden. The CC comes out. The root onto Varian stops any further fall. There's Diablo looking to go in the back. Patsfan getting hurt on the Tyrande. Namtor might be in trouble. Throws up his shield wall and escapes. And now the race is on as Onslaught starts racing Murden, coming in, trying to get a stun onto somebody, anybody. And this is going to be a very close race. Onslaught in the lead. However, the superior race of Pizza Hat looking like it will win the day, and indeed it does. However, this wave bottom is going to net Onslaught a fort. No, just barely avoid it, maybe. Oh, can the little archers go? And they don't. They clear it out in time. They're prepping the mid lane, and fortunately for Onslaught, the lanes just were not in a prepped state of position. For Pizza Hat, they're making a late rotation, and the shield gone already. They're getting this Immortal very low. This Immortal's not going to do much. But Blaze down bottom, they're pushing as 5. Zul'jin a little bit late to the party, but Blaze is not going to be able to rotate up in time if they want to make a 4v5 fight happen. The Immortal does get the fort, and he's pushing in further. They're trying to get the wall. Blaze still pushing bottom, trying to get the fort, trying to get them close to 16. There's a stun coming out. There's a guillotine only landing on the Diablo. A bit of an early guillotine going to be healed up immediately by Malfurion. And there's a lightning breath going in on everybody. The Medivh shield goes in, but it pulls in Varian, who is protected, by the way, and that will allow the rest of Pizza Hat to disengage. Onslaught maybe trying to track somebody down. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to. However, Blaze in the bottom. Onslaught doing a very good job. They save the keep. They lose the keep wall, but Blaze pushes the lane all the way into the keep wall, and Experience, they've caught up a little bit. And I'm a little bit surprised Pizza Hat not going for that wave. Instead, you don't really need 5 people to clear this camp, and now Murden will soak bottom lane. Blaze finally moving over. And really, Blaze Soak is the key to what Onslaught needs to do. They're going to lose the race to 16. There it is. 16's come out. And now the object for Onslaught is keep away. You've got half a level to go. You've got Blaze pushing in. However, this wave pushed way out. Blaze is not going to be able to get that experience for some time. And now the Leyline Seal coming in. Vincho getting absolutely obliterated by the Colossus Smash. What a Leyline Seal. Non-Tech is next. And Onslaught do not avoid the attack from Pizza Hat. Sit up level 16. However, Onslaught, this camp pushing in very hard. It's going to be cleared up. Both teams clearing up their respective camps. However, 20 more seconds without Diablo. They don't even bother clearing up the customers. They're going to get right on the Immortal, get it to halftime while they have the mana advantage, and then get into the lane and try to clear as quickly as possible. Pizza Hat trying to take us to game number 3. Get their Immortal successfully to halftime, and now Onslaught needs to defend this. And they don't have 16 quite yet. If Varian makes their way down, they could run at Onslaught. They decide not to. They decide they're going to grab the Bruisers to put some pressure on the map and have these Bruisers pushing while the fight ensues. Onslaught, realizing this, set up early on the defense. And we're going to see how well they can defend. Murden moving up, trying to anchor, trying to push back the rest of the team. And they creates a lot of space for the rest of Pizza Hat to get damage on the Immortal. Onslaught can't defend this, but Diablo gets a big push onto Tyrande, throws out the Lightning Breath, decides better of it. Double dump, way in, doesn't get the stun, and the Colossus Smash goes in, and Dam goes down. There's the Valkyrie stunning Zul'jin. The root goes down, but not before Diablo is killed. And that is a rough jet propulsion. Blaze really wanted to hit that stun. Cassia almost gets a kill of her own with the Surge of Light, but it is not to be as the Tyrande heals make it happen. Onslaught go down 4. And if Blaze hits that stun, that fight looks completely different. Not even able to get Bunker down in time to save herself. And yeah, that camp is paying dividends, forcing Raynor to go back. Raynor might not be able to stop this in time. Might be in trouble from a jump stun from the Murden. The stun comes out, but it misses. However, this keep will belong to Pizza Hat, and now they are ready to push directly onto core. This Immortal has got full shields, and if you're Pizza Hat, I think you back up a little bit. You're not going to be able to get on the core while you have a mana advantage, and they disappear from the map as the full shield Immortal pushes. That's a lot of defense on the side of Onslaught. The Raynor and the Cassie damage is able to poke out Pizza Hat, but the Immortal now taking the burden damage. There's a Colossal Smash going into Diablo. There's a silence from Malfurion, and Diablo goes down instead. The Colossus Smash armor reduction is too strong as Zul'jin just auto attacks everybody. However, Blaze throws down the Bunker. Everyone looking low on the side of Pizza Hat. They're trying to make this end. They're trying to get the Immortal onto the core. The stun goes in onto Varian, but he's protected 5,000 different times. The stun comes from the Immortal, pushing everyone away. The core shields are down. It looks like Pizza Hat will be able to take this. Everyone's super low, but the Immortal is super healthy. This core is dead, and we are going to game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Pizza Hat going up 1-1 onto Onslaught. Now, fun fact, I took a peek at the end. Zul'jin never completed Headhunter, but it didn't matter. They were able to get the damage down. Here's the talents for you guys. And we are going to see what happens in game number 3. How exciting, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big day. Pizza Hat coming up real strong with the map on Battlefield of Eternity. Definitely practice, I think, with that composition. It worked out really well from them. But we're going to take a quick break as we set up game number 3 as teams pick maps, etc. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back with game number 3 between Pizza Hat and Onslaught. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with 1-1 game number 3, trying to break the tie. Pizza Hat looking to do the reverse sweep, and Onslaught looking to take the series. We're going now to Sky Temple. And this is map pick of Onslaught. They opted to go from map pick, and they've been showing incredible macro pressure against Pizza Hat. So this is a very smart choice for them. I like it a lot. We expect a lot of crazy things in this map, too. A lot of potential for cheese. But we're going to get right into the draft, and we're going to give the countdown, and into the draft we go.
Sky Temple.
All right, I've got my graphics up and running. Now, the bans for this map are not quite as obvious as that on Battlefield of Eternity, and I think that's going to work against Pizza Hat, as this is Onslaught's map choice, and they're really thinking about it. Mal'Ganis might be the obvious one, but you might want to ban something crazy like an Abathur, or Lost Vikings, perhaps? A little bit of chatter going on in the chat there. And Falstad taken away. So they may be going for an early Dahaka, and they're trying to get global advantage themselves. So maybe look for a Dahaka ban. Especially if Onslaught is thinking of going Abathur, they will ban the Dahaka out here. Instead, they get ban the Mal'Ganis, making sure to get rid of that. It's a very OP hero. And Pizza Hat, now thinking about their second ban. They could go for the Brightwing right away. Which, at that point, you just snap up the globals, and if they ban the Brightwing, I imagine Onslaught will ban out something other than a global, and Pizza Hat will take the Haka. No, instead they ban out the Tyrael. They want boss control. Falstad is not only a global, he's got Gust, and he's able to stop that boss. So the boss control from the Tyrael and the Falstad. Really strong on the bottom boss. Let me fix this up. This is a little awkward. There we go. That's better. Okay. Hanzo banned out, and now they realize that they're going for the boss control. The Hanzo ban makes a lot of sense. Hanzo can absolutely rip that boss, and without boss control, Pizza Hat has advantage there. They could still pick the Brightwing, but they're really thinking about this first pick. Now that they banned out the nope, they want that Medivh. And Isolation has played nothing but the Medivh tonight, and I think Pizza Hat wants to make sure it continues that way. You could see the deny pick of the Medivh from the Onslaught and trying to make sure that it's not banned out. Interesting first ban, but it will allow Onslaught to basically have the run of the board. They pick the Raynor. So they feel it's very strong still. First picked all these times, and now they realize that Pizza Hat not playing Garrosh, they're taking the Garrosh for themselves. So Raynor and Garrosh very highly rated by Onslaught in the game. And now from Pizza Hat, do you see the Dahaka here? If I were them, I would say take Dahaka and you ban Abathur. And now you have the global advantage. They go for the Tyrande and the Johanna. Interesting. It seems like they're not interested in that global pressure. And that will allow Onslaught to grab what they want. And if you don't expect them to take Dahaka, you can go Abathur here. I think Garrosh Raynor are the makings of a very good Abba comp. Johanna has a lot of wave clear, and that's really going to offset the Medivh and Tyrande mostly lack of wave clear. I say mostly because okay at it. And another global banned from Pizza Hat. And I have to imagine Onslaught maybe takes Dahaka here, but if they take Abathur, no, I think maybe the Brightwing is just for boss control. And you've got the Medivh Leyline Seal, and I think that they wanted us to be able to use that Leyline Seal to steal bosses. Yrel picked for the off lane instead of the Dahaka. So neither team really going for the global play on Sky Temple. Very interesting, but a valid strategy in both cases. Deckard, the choice for Onslaught, really strong into the Garrosh. Garrosh throws somebody, Yrel jumps. Deckard roots them, and Raynor rips them apart, and it leaves their last damage pick open. I like the draft from Onslaught quite a lot. And now they go for the Varian. They're... Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, interesting. They grab themselves an Illidan. That is not something I was expecting at all. And now Onslaught, maybe not understanding how to deal with this. The Varian Colossal Smash into Hunt, into Tyrande Mark can be very strong. Maybe even into Blessed Shield as well. And they grab the Greymane, which, interesting choice. Getting 2 auto attackers into an Illidan, but we're going to set up the game. Past fan once again playing them. We see a lot of repeat heroes for Pizza Hat. As well as Onslaught too. A lot of comfort coming out. Both these teams, I like it that they know what they want to play. It shows like a sign that you're very comfortable with your team. So Greymane and Raynor and Onslaught's like meta. They've got the meta. They are all about the sustained damage. They aren't really about any mages, and they aren't really about the super blow up afforded by a lot of people. And that really worked for them in the first game, and in the second game, I think it hurt them a little. There he is. I'm trying to find all the different heroes, and I found them all. You'll be happy to know. But into the game we go. And looking at both these compositions, Illidan's going to be just a menace across the map. I have to imagine he'll be taking camps. Varian will once again be in the off lane against Yrel. And that's once again going to favor the Yrel until Varian hits level 4. At which point it starts to even out. And does Varian still go the Colossal Smash? I have to imagine so. I have to imagine it's a Hunt into Colossal Smash. And on something like a Garrosh, Garrosh's natural armor taken away by Colossal Smash is really going to hurt him, especially along with the Tyrande Mark. And I don't know, especially with Illidan, Illidan's got a slow amount of damage as well, but I don't know if they can blow somebody up fast enough. Greymane can for sure, but into the game we go. And on the blue team, we've got Pizza Hat with Namtor on the Varian, Bloody or Not on the Johanna, Isolation once again on the Medivh. Whoops, that's not a Zul'jin on I Do For You. That is an Illidan. It cost me off guard. I didn't change it. But on the red team, we've got Malistar on the Medivh, Nantek playing the Garrosh, Erd playing the Raynor, double Eldam on the Yrel, and Vincho on the Greymane. And did I mention everybody? I think I did. Yeah, I Do For You playing the Illidan. Pat's Fan once again on the Tyrande, and Namtor playing the Varian. Now Onslaught starting up top. Pizza Hat grabs the eye, and now they're sniffed out. Namtor thrown in big trouble from the Garrosh. The root comes down. That's probably going to net a kill. If it lands, it does. But the Medivh Force of Will is there in time, but not in time to avoid the penetrating round. Varian opts to go through his gate instead of through the portal. Isolation probably flaming his teammates right about now. I Do For You now bottom with Greymane and actually losing this battle. Bloody or Not. Johanna making their way to bottom lane. Going to clear up. The XP advantage now belonging to Onslaught, though. Did a really good job early game grabbing it. We're looking at the level 1 talents. Walls of Hope from Johanna. Tyrande going for removing stuns and silences makes sense into the Garrosh stun. You remove the stun from and the slow from the Groundbreaker, and Garrosh can't run up and throw you anymore. And Light of Kara Bor from the Yrel. You almost never see this. Very interesting. So it looks like Yrel wants to be in the thick of things, using her Vindication to get as much healing as possible instead of getting it from the Maraud proc. And she's mid. It's actually going to slow down. Oh, Medivh checking us out. Onslaught starting an early camp. Medivh has got it squared away, and they're taking a long time clearing these out. And meanwhile, Johanna pushing bot against the Siegers, actually winning this so far against the Greymane. Popping Laws of Hope. No other real surprises from the level 1. And Illidan, look at how fast, like, he's going to clear this just about as fast as Onslaught cleared with 2 heroes. That's such an advantage for Pizza Hut in that regard. But we're going to... Yeah, see, Control M is broken. I went and looked at my hotkeys. It is, in fact, still the hotkey for music. It's just broken. Blizzard, fix your stead. But the Bruiser camp was grabbed first by Onslaught, even if it took him just as long. And they're pushing with it, but I don't know how much they're going to get. But they do get a throw on Medivh. The Force of Will is there. The Colossus Smash peels, actually, against any further engage from Onslaught. But now the Bruiser camp is cleared up for Pizza Hut. A bit of a free clear from Onslaught. Onslaught can't really stop them from clearing this Bruiser camp, but Greymane, now all on bottom, decides to stay down, grabbing one more wave. That's going to get them a little bit more XP, but both teams basically even in XP for now. Yrel grabbing an early mid-camp. Pizza Hut pushes him off. Illidan will simply solo top. It looks like Onslaught just wants to trade out. And Greymane now pushing in bottom. They're trading out forts, but Greymane is getting the job done bot. However, this results in a 4v4. Pizza Hut pushing up. The Colossus Smash is enabling a lot. Nontech is in trouble, but the Deckard Cain heals, as well as the armor inherent from Garrosh's trait, allows Nontech to survive, but Pizza Hut now owns the tempo. They're basically trading this bottom structure for top. Greymane going to commit to it, and I like that commitment coming out from Greymane. And now this Bruiser camp kind of making a difference into the lane, forcing Yrel to push his way. Actually, double Tom, damn, getting in trouble. There's a throw, though, onto Tyrande. The stun and the Colossus Smash come off for Peel. Erd is in trouble. Erd backs out. The natural health of Raynor backs him away, but Garrosh is now in trouble. He's getting whittled down. He's so low, but once again, that just Garrosh things, baby. They push him off once again, and they are getting so much structure damage done. Illidan can just push up onto the fort at will. I dupe can just dive in right now. Come on, dude, hit the fort. There you go. Now, the rest of Pizza Hut, though, fighting over the last 2 shots of this Onslaught will actually push them off and take the final 7 shots on the fort. But the mid wall destroyed and top fort already gone. A huge early game advantage for Pizza Hut. And with an Illidan on your team, that's a really good sign. Now Colossus Varian just abusing the crap out of those Giants. The Onslaught is first to their camp. However, Illidan just split pushing his heart out. Onslaught not able to respond much to this at all. They're not running at them. They see Illidan's top, and instead they send Greymane after him to catch the soak safely in the top lane. We're seeing the Giants push in bottom. Bloody are not actually doing a really good job. Yrel, though, doing Yrel things. And this is such a peaceful moment. Illidan doesn't have a whole lot to do. Now Varian, though, moving into the Colossus Smash against the Greymane. He's getting a chunk down. Varian doing a lot of damage to Vinsho. Vinsho not able to respond to it as quickly, but Mal comes up with some potions for Greymane. But Illidan, on the meantime, is pushing in against this Yrel and doing a good job. Yrel is having trouble. Oh, you want to push them the other way so that the towers start hitting them. But now Yrel starting to run out of matter. Nontech makes the rotation along with Erd to try and get on the Illidan. Illidan recognizes this, and they are out of there. Greymane, in the meantime, has fared better against Varian than he has been doing. Oh, but here's a big Colossus smash on Vincio. With that armor gone, Vincio decides to turn around and fight, but it's not enough as Naruto starts winning that battle. They are level 10. And they own this temple. It's a 4v4, and level 10 advantage means that Pizza Hut can do as they please, pushing Onslaught off. They actually step off. They're trying to find some kind of fight. There's a hunt going out on the non-tech. Non-tech starting to get low. The damage coming out, but it's not a lot. But the throw on Illidan, not quite into the force, but Illidan taking a lot of damage. He gets stunned away by Yrel and actually saved, but the Colossus Smash in onto non-tech gets Garrosh super low. Non-tech in danger of dying, has tap though, and Onslaught going to turn it around and try to make their move back in, but they don't have 10 yet. Illidan now being healed by Tyrande, but Tyrande's starting to run out of mana. There's a big throw and a Johanna protected, by the way. Onslaught trying to whittle the tanks down as much as they can, but it's not working. They're just not able to make it down. They're finally Varian starting to get low, but there's the Colossus Smash once again onto the Garrosh. Nontek getting so low, down to 50 health, but he makes it out. The Deckard Cane heals are too strong, and Johanna gets thrown in and is the one who goes down. Nontek now in a little bit in trouble, but Div is going to be the one going down. Level 10s are here for Onslaught. In fact, only one used by Onslaught to get 2 kills. They get onto the fort, and they find a 3rd kill. I think most of that temple, though, belonged to Pizza Hut, so they get the structure damage, but 4 kills to 0 for Onslaught, and that's a good sign for them. And they, with the Greymane and the Rainer, they start to make quick work of the boss. And so much for boss control. Yeah, they clear the boss out quickly. Medivh does not have Leyline Seal available, and the boss belongs to Onslaught. They probably will be able to get fort by this. In fact, they're continuing it. They get the Siege Giants. They set Greymane onto the point. The Siege Giants belong to them. The temple is finished. The boss is pushing in, probably going to get the fort once again. Now Illidan doing his camp thing again. He's got his global ready to roll. And now Onslaught has got this boss pushing. It's not going to get much else, so they finally move elsewhere on that. So much wave available for Pizza Hut, though, in this game. Pretty even. Actually, the Siege Camp not really doing much besides forcing Pizza Hut to stay on it. And this bot lane, I like the fact that Pizza Hut is focusing on the bot lane. The bot lane is going to be better because it is the boss lane. They've got a camp pushing top, and they choose one of the lanes. They choose to go bot, and I'd like to see them take this fort right now. Come on. Yep, there's the ping, and they're going to do it. They dive in on the fort. Tyrande is getting soaked on the rest of the map. This camp finally cleared, and now it's Onslaught's turn to push top. They might be able to do this. They might be able to get a pretty strong push going. Pizza Hut not willing to make that happen. They're going to let these Siege Giants push into the wall, maybe force Onslaught to clear them out. It's going to be Yrel clearing them out, and they've got 5 people able to move in on Onslaught. They're showing. Here comes the rotation from Pizza Hut. Onslaught has the eye, so they can see it, and they're ready to leave. This was loose. What does that mean? Oh well. Anyways, I got very confused by chat just there. Pizza Hut cleaning up the Bruiser camp in time for the temples to spawn. 13 to 13. Does Pizza Hut get aggressive and try to get the head-on fight, or do they split the map? Both teams now showing very strong macro. Pizza Hut, I think, doing a better macro job than they had been in the previous games. And Illidan taking Tampa while it's going to be a 5v4 down by. Illidan is able to hunt in any moment if a fight comes down. And Vincio getting a Colossus Smash goes on. Expect Illidan to show up. They don't need Illidan. They come in. They get the smash on a Greymane. Vin is way far forward. The return damage comes up, but the Leyline Seal allows them to disengage. They're going to heal and go right back in. Take the fort. Illidan bored to tears on the mid-temple. Onslaught gets as many shots as they can. Pizza Hut trying to push in. They're healthy once again. They've got, they don't have any ults left. But here's the Colossus Smash coming in. Namtor looking very low. Actually, Namtor could go down, but the force of will is there from the Medivh. Isolation doing a great job on the Medivh. Protected. By the way, there's a penetration round coming in from Raynor. Bloody or not, gets thrown into the enemy team. Here comes the hunt finally onto Deckard Cain. Johanna goes down, but Garrosh is next. And now Yrel just barely makes her way up, but there's the portal into the enemy line. They're going to be able to find the Yrel kill. They find two. They find the Raynor kill. Now Vinsho, the next to come in, the flip from Illidan sends him all the way to Greymane. A quick stun, but Vinsho will escape alive, and it's a 3-for-1 in favor of Pizza Hat. The Temple will belong mostly to Pizza Hat as they continue their push, and Onslaught looking in danger of losing a keep. I don't know how. I don't think this is going to get a keep. However, this boss is up in 1 minute. Everyone will be up. However, Lane Line Seal will be an advantage for Pizza Hat. However, Lornado from Deckard Cain might allow Deckard Cain to get on the point. And I misspoke, by the way, when I said what map we are on. I said it was a Sky Temple, but clearly I was mispronouncing Pew Pew Laser Town. And the Pew Pew lasers are finished as the boss bait begins. 26 seconds. They set up. Medivh can scout out the camps. Johanna sets up. Oh, now they're just moving in. Here comes the hunt. Immediately onto Raynor. Raynor gets destroyed. Here's the Ardent Defender coming out. Yrel makes her way out. A quick groundbreaker from Garrosh will peel them off. And now, boss is Pizza Hat's. With the Colossus Smash, with the Illidan, this should be an easy boss. Johanna stepping up to anchor. Gonna get a little bit of extra clear, actually. Bloody or not, making sure maybe to give the team space. I'm not sure what she's doing so far up in the lane. Maybe trying to make Onslaught think that they're not on the boss, but this is an obvious boss call. There's Johanna, comes back. Vinsho just passively soaking, letting this push in, not wanting to push this lane out just yet. And here's the boss, and Pizza Hat, they've got 16 and they want keep. This mini wave probably not going to cut it. Garrosh trying to find some kind of soak, and 16 will probably be able to trickle in for them as this boss pushes in onto the fort. But Bloody or Not steps way up into the tower range. This keep already getting knocked down by the Giants. The boss is not even here yet. The Hyperion comes down, but there's a big stun onto the Yrel jump. It cuts her off before she's able to get out. She avoids the boss stun, but there's a throw protected by the way, though, and Garrosh gets destroyed by the Colossus Smash into the Illidan stun. Double Dom goes down. There's two down. This boss is pushing in. Leyline Seal will allow the cooldowns to come back up. Vinsho in danger. Vinsho goes down. This boss is on the core. And this game is probably going to belong to Pizza Hat. Park 555, thank you so much. The game is going great. I'm enjoying it a lot. This core is going down, and the series goes over to Pizza Hat. What an incredible series. Pizza Hat pulls it out. I guess best of three, it's a little bit of a stretch to call a reverse sweep, but well done by Pizza Hat. But Onslaught showing a very strong macro game. I think the Illidan game and a little bit of confusion in this last map cost them the game. Both teams played so well. We're going to show you some talents. And we're going to see if we can get a quick winner interview from the side of Pizza Hat. And I'm going to jump into the interview room. Hopefully Namtor will join me there. I'm going to see if we can get that going. All right, there we are. Okay, we will be joined by Namtor. I assume that's how we're pronouncing it, and we're going to get verification that this is the case. Hello, Namtor. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, and I forgot my co-captain, Bloody or Nothing, as well.
Beautiful. You're welcome to invite whomever you wish. That was an amazing series. You guys brought it back in game number 2, and then game number 3 with Onslaught's map pick. You guys took it down. You guys went for a little bit of a unusual composition on Sky Temple. Is the Illidan something you guys play pretty often?
It's our Illidan player has played Illidan ever since he came out as as his favorite hero. So,
oh, beautiful.
He loves to get the chance to play him, and we try to get him that chance as often as we can.
It's a non-tradition.
So it doesn't happen all that often.
Right.
Hey, but I mean, you guys made it work. You guys had the hunt. I was a little bit worried for you guys on Sky Temple because you were losing the macro game on the Dragonshire, and Battlefield of Eternity had a little bit of trouble too, but Sky Temple, you guys brought it back. You have the Illidan. Was there a change in mindset there, or you were just playing tighter in that game?
We were definitely conscious. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I think as we sort of started playing through the night, we got a little more comfortable. It's our first match of the series, and as we got more into the rhythm, I think we got way more aware of the map and our macro game.
We were definitely conscious of how strong their global was on Dragonshire too. Their Dahaka played really well and put so much pressure on us that we couldn't deal with. So we were worried about them taking it again on Sky Temple, but that didn't happen. And then when we got a global and they didn't, we were pretty happy about that.
Yeah, I noticed you guys started banning globals. Now, were you conscious? Were you banning those as globals? Or were you banning them because you banned the Tyrael as well? Were you banning them as boss control or both?
Both, and familiarity with the heroes. I mean, in the first game, their guy played a great Tyrael, so there was no reason to leave Tyrael on the board, in our opinion.
Yeah, that boss too. Too many games get lost on the boss, so
you're afraid of the huge plays in Tyrael.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And last question, what was it? Oh, the Medivh first pick. Was there a logic behind the first pick, or you just wanted to make sure Isolation got on the hero because they played him all night?
Basically, yeah, we picked it the first 2 matches and it went well, and we wanted to get it again, and we're afraid of them banning it or not, or picking it themselves, not letting it get further. But also we felt like it wasn't getting countered all that well, and so we weren't scared of picking it early.
Okay.
It also helped with our macro and our map awareness too in the last game.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you guys on Dragonshire, you had a really close call in the core there. Describe to me the comms on the core call on Dragonshire.
I mean, you can probably imagine what was going on. It was a tough call. I don't think we made the wrong call. I think it could have gone either way, but we took the more conservative option. We definitely were not expecting the backdoor. We should have, but...
yeah, and without getting a kill there, I don't think we could have finished the core. It was still almost 40% by the time we backed out.
Gotcha.
And we were all getting pretty low at that point, and the DK was dead, so it was, I think it would have been pretty touchy to try and stay.
Fair enough.
Especially with the open lanes that they had. I think bot was open at that point.
Yeah, I think even pros have difficulty with those kind of core calls, so I think I think your guys' reasoning is fair, and it ended up not working out, but maybe you win after that, and instead of wiping and losing, you don't want to do that in the course, so that's fair. But in game number,
that was what we needed to come back in the next 2 games.
Motivated us, baby.
Yeah, and you guys brought it back in game number 2, Battlefield of Eternity. You go for the Tyrande Zul'jin. And you start bringing out the Varian Colossus Smash. Is the Varian something you guys play a lot with the Colossus?
Yeah.
Cool.
A couple of our guys can play Varian, and map specific and comp specific decisions bring him out, and it definitely helped our engages a lot.
Yeah, it did. And you guys were able to blow up a lot of people with the variant. Now, Battlefield of Eternity, how did you guys approach the second game having lost the first one? What kind of adjustments were you making?
That's a map we're really comfortable on, and I feel like we knew what we were doing better on that one than we did on Dragonshire, at least as far as camp timings and macro stuff. So, and then we just kind of focused on our burn, the Tyrande Zul'jin, and tried to win that way.
Muradin and variant sort of positioning to watch out and protect sort of zone, and let Zul'jin and Tyrande burn.
Awesome. Well, now, just speaking to you guys as a team, welcome to Heroes Lounge NA. We're so glad to have you guys. Now, is this, have you guys been a competitive team for long? Were you in any other amateur groups like NGS or Chair League?
We just came from NGS.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Have you seen Onslaught
we played
before?
We played in Divi as the Princess people.
Okay. Gotcha.
We haven't seen Onslaught. I don't think we've played against any of those players before. We did last season of NGS was our first time playing competitively at all.
Okay, and you guys, the way you guys talk, it's definitely clear that you understand sort of a team dynamic. So I'm glad you guys are having fun, and I think that's it for questions from me. And now the floor is yours. Any shout outs for Twitch?
Shout out to Onslaught. Thank you guys for 3 great games and for putting up with some rescheduling stuff. So I really do appreciate that. Shout out to our teammates and our alternates and everybody else who wasn't able to play. I mean, we had great communication. Shout out to my co-captain Bloody. Yeah, I mean, phenomenal tanking. We had a great time tonight. And thank you, Ghost, for casting.
You got it. All right, well, if that's it from you guys, thank you guys so much for joining me here for this interview. Good luck in the rest of the season, in season number 1 of Heroes Lounge NA.
Thanks so much.
Thanks a lot.
Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for me, for my cast. Thank you guys so much. Let me update the score here. I'm neglectful in this. Thank you guys so much for joining me here for Heroes Lounge. I will be casting all season long. You can check me out at twitch.tv/ghostdunk or hit the follow button down there. If you guys enjoyed Heroes Lounge, make sure to check out the leagueheroeslounge.gg. You can see more about it there. Thank you to Falendrith for the scenes and the amazing work on the caster tool that he's made, and thank you to Casters for Hire for helping test it out. Thank you guys, you all, so much for watching. Thanks everyone who donated: St. Basil, Dad of Time, Moist Weenus. You guys are all amazing. Thank you so much for the bits. I really appreciate it. Once again, we've got Pizza Hat going up 2-1 over Onslaught here in this match. I've been your caster, Ghost Dunk. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you later. Bye.